United have had the highest average home attendance in the Football League, and one of the reasons is matches like this when there are no fewer than 18 full internationals among the 20 outfield players. One of them is Dutchman Arnold Muren, who passed a fitness test on a troublesome Achilles tendon before lining up against the club he left in the summer. And in his last 2 years at Ipswich, Muren missed only one league game. That sort of consistency is important in a Manchester United team so far unchanged this season. But just listen to the names currently out of the side: Gidman, Buchan, Moses, Grimes, Bodak, McGarvey, new signing Peter Beardsley, and today's substitute Lou Macari. Ipswich, having lost the lead in all 4 matches so far, are unchanged. George Burley plays despite a sore heel, and his fullback partner Mick Mills plays his 732nd senior match for the club, with his future still in the balance. His planned Friday night meeting with Manchester City did not materialise. Teammates last season, rivals this season. Arnold Muren and Frans Thijssen, the 2 Dutch internationals. The referee this afternoon, Alan Saunders from Newcastle upon Tyne. Players have been saying the grass this season on the pitch at Old Trafford is rather long, but it's certainly a lovely setting, as Ipswich, who did the double over Manchester United last season, playing in the white shirts, coming now from the right. Teams finished 2nd and 3rd in the table last season. Here's Alan Brazil. Got the ball in there, and nearly a touch from Mariner. Gordon McQueen cleared with difficulty, and Moran conceded the corner. Ipswich's winning goal in this fixture last season came from a corner this end of the field, when John Walk came in and scored with a header. Butcher's on the near post, and so is Mariner. And Mariner getting a flick on there. McQueen is up. Tyson with the header back. And the ball out, finding Ray Wilkins. It was Stapleton that volleyed clear. Moran. Stapleton. Norman Whiteside playing up front with Stapleton, wearing number 10. Here's Wilkins. Here's Whiteside. Tackled by Osman. Wilkins. Coming up on the left is Arthur Augustin. And Mick Mills. And they got Whiteside. Steve McCall got caught. And Norman Whiteside, 17 years old, just shows how quickly he's developing now at Old Trafford after the World Cup with Northern Ireland. Ipswich in a tangle. Mick Mills' clearance came to the feet of Steve McCall. He didn't get the ball away, and Whiteside, in one swift movement, put it in the back of the net. That's his 4th goal in league football, and his 3rd this season. "1-0 to Manchester United. There's Duxbury. Well, prior to today, Ipswich had scored first in all their league matches. Now they find themselves a goal behind. To Norman Whiteside. Tyson. And Steve Coppell. There's John Walk. Ron Atkinson, the Manchester United manager. The eagerness of the Manchester United forwards to push up on these Ipswich defenders. Wins them the ball. Stapleton. And Whiteside coming in with Butcher. Albiston. Mills stretching only as far as Muren. Through the legs of Eric Gates. Wide again to Stapleton. United moving well. Whiteside. Muren. Duxbury wanting it. Number 2. Wilkins. Koppel. And even then Ipswich unable to clear. Koppel again. Duxbury. Wilkins. Duxbury, what good play. Muren. Drive blocked by Butcher. Moran. And still United press. Ulverston to Muren. Koppel having to check out to collect that. And off Mills to the corner. It's been taken short. Muren. And Moran is arriving at the far post, and there was some pushing, I think. Good header by Moran, that. Here's Muren. Stapleton pulling to the left, taking Osman with him, finding Ulverston in support. Here comes Robson and McCall. In a bit of trouble, was he? Well, he was. For the second time. That ball played into the near post. Finding Ipswich in a tangle. McCall couldn't get rid of it. And Robson was looking for number 2 for United. Moran and Gates. Walk running strongly through the inside right channel, leaving room outside him for Burley. Away by Duxbury as far as Mills. Now Tyson. Gates. Brazil is chasing it on his left side, but the angle never good enough, really. Eric Gates supplying the pass. Wilkins in possession, a tremendous lot early in the match. Whiteside shaking them off. Oh, and finding Stapleton, who went for the little chip as Cooper advanced. What a good piece of build-up play by Norman Whiteside. And that's the tandem that Manchester United are looking to this season. They wanted to find the right partner for Stapleton. Gary Birtles wasn't the answer. He's gone back to Nottingham Forest. But 17-year-old Norman Whiteside might be the player they were looking for. Wilkins. Duxbury. Koppel. And Stapleton. What a good header. Oh, mistake between Mills and Butcher, but in the end Wilkins made one to help them out. And the through pass catches Mariner offside. A catalogue of offsides at that end of the field in the first half against Mariner and Brazil. 10 minutes left in the first half, still a 1-0 lead for Manchester United, and they've been good value for it up to now. McCall. Walk. And Burley returns it. Walk this time looks for Brazil. Burley. And Gates. Oh, McQueen, and put in by Mariner. Ipswich equalise. A messy goal from the Manchester United point of view, and Gordon McQueen may take some of the blame. Eric Gates got in on the near post, he cut the ball back well. McQueen appeared to have had a chance to clear, but Mariner didn't hang around and scored for the second successive Saturday. So Ipswich themselves now come from behind, having seen their opponents do it in every match before today. Paul Mariner, the scorer. Again, the close control of Whiteside, very evident. Whiteside again, Robson, Stapleton, Coppell. All was going away, rather. And Burley on the far side, able to take his time. Wilkins again. So a busy first half, especially from the Manchester United point of view. Norman Whiteside scoring inside 2 minutes on a day when he's being watched by a lad who 19 years ago made an impact here as a 17-year-old, George Best. Half-time, Manchester United 1, Ipswich Town 1. The Ipswich goal coming from Mariner. It's 15 years since Manchester United won the First Division Championship, and 14 years since they won the European Cup. They were made second favourites to Liverpool for the title this season, and they start their UEFA Cup campaign here against Valencia on Wednesday. They may feel that in the first half they should have made rather more of the possession they had. Stapleton getting it away from Walk to Robson. And Whiteside's up again, and so is Coppell. What a strong challenge by Mick Mills. He may have an uncertain future for the moment, but he's certainly playing well. Coppell, Stapleton and Osman just doing enough. Service coming in from Steve Coppell, who had a cartilage operation when he got home from the World Cup. You may remember he missed England's final game against Spain, and he had a longer rest than some of the Manchester United players because the operation delayed his return to full-time training. Taking it from Whiteside and returning it to him, and Whiteside hits the side netting. Applause rings round the ground, and certainly his performance is something which has caught the eye this afternoon. Again, good width from Ipswich, but can they penetrate this Manchester United defence? It's Burley. Walk and Mariner are up for that. And Stapleton just trying to get into the hole behind Mick Mills, as Wilkins takes it up now for United. Robson well forward. Well played to Stapleton. Might need help from behind. Duxbury. That was well played by Franz Tyson, and it could prove interesting here. Gates has got two to support him. Mariner. On this side, George Burley. Gates into Mariner. And still Mariner. Not a bad effort from a player who was born not very far from here, in the Bolton area, and played his early football at Chorley. The attendance this afternoon at Old Trafford, 43,140. Indeed, all three of Manchester United's home crowds so far have been over the 43,000 figure. And Burley offside surely against Mariner, whose goal certainly turned the course of events this afternoon at Old Trafford. Ipswich were under the hammer early in the match. They could well have gone more than one down, but scoring when they did, they put a different complexion on things. Now, can Manchester United do something about that? Here's Koppel, Robson, and Wilkins. Albiston, Wilkins, and the shot was deflected off John Walker. There's a bit of trouble there, and a goal! Steve Koppel. John Walk was very unlucky with the deflection because it really took the goalkeeper out the game. The shot came in, it came off Walk, Paul Cooper started to come. There was an argument between him and his defence afterwards, but Koppel got the touch. And after 28 minutes of the second half, Manchester United go 2-1 in front with Koppel's second goal of the season. And the goal coming at a very good time for a United side who seem to have lost their way. The crowd were getting restless up to that point also, but they're happy enough now, although Paul Cooper isn't. Brian Robson pushing well forward as Wilkins starts things off to Muren. It's a good ball by Muren to Albiston. And here's Wilkins, and Cooper began to come, and Wilkins chipped him, and Koppel comes in. And the goalkeeper came a little bit sooner there, I think, than anybody expected, and Wilkins tried to curl one round and over him. But certainly Wilkins, having set up the second goal for United, is having a good spell. And Ipswich, I think, can only change the game now by making a substitution. And the interesting thing is that the player coming off Steve McCall was, or is rather, Arnold Muren's successor in a sense on the left-hand side of midfield. But he's replaced today by a man who couldn't have come on in this situation last season because Mitch Davray, born in South Africa, wouldn't have been able to come on had Muren still been playing for Ipswich. You're limited to two overseas players in the Football League, and with Muren having gone, Davray can now join Tyson. Oof, it was a heavy challenge by McQueen. You could almost feel that up here. Free kick to Ipswich. Mills, square for Gates to hit one. Spectators now knowing that there are fewer than 5 minutes to go, and unless Manchester United lose their way, 3 points are in prospect here. Robson. Oh, I say there's a gap there, and Whiteside. What a fine finish. Brian Robson sets the goal up, and Norman Whiteside, challenged by Russell Osman, just got the chip in, and it dropped beyond Cooper into the net to make it a very happy afternoon indeed for the 17-year-old from Belfast. Well, I should think George Best in the stand must have admired the coolness of that. Fewer than 5 minutes to go, so I hope he hadn't left. Certainly the Stretford end saw it, and they're saluting Whiteside. And there he is, the old maestro, admiring a young player who the fans here are warming to. Offside against Mariner. But Ipswich now looking a well-beaten side, even though 1-1, they looked capable for a few minutes of winning the match themselves. Manchester United have 4 wins out of 5 games. Ipswich Town are still looking for their first victory, but the day belonged to Norman Whiteside, scorer of the first goal and the third, so he gets 2 in a match for the first time in league football, but I'm sure it won't be the last. And his part too in the general build-up of Manchester United's attacks was there to be admired, and the crowd know that United, as of old, have produced another young player of rich promise, and today have produced a 3-1 win over an Ipswich side who faded once they went behind for the second time.
His likeness to Dennis Law, for me, stood out prominently. Mick Mills tries a short ball, McCall tries to turn, Wilkins gets at him, but look how quickly he reacts to that loose ball and hammers it through the legs of the opponent into the corner of the net. Shades of Dennis Law there. This is Brian Robson on the ball, and he's hung nicely as Norman to make the space. One touch, all the awareness in the world, and he's floated that ball beautifully over Cooper's outstretched hand.